Hello everyone, in this tutorial we will create that headphone and hope you like it. Let's start. I will add my image plane first, so go to front view, press Shift and V, go to back and select image. And I will increase the transparency something like that, 90%. Now I will create spline, actually circle. We will use that for the basic shape. So let's scale the circle, something like that. Then I will make it editable. Press C and turn off the close spline. Now I will put the coordinates and rotate it like 45 degrees. Now I will switch to point mode and I will rotate that point and move it somewhere here. Same here. Rotate and move. Now I will do the same thing here. Rotate. And also here. Okay, we can turn off that. We will use that later. Now I will start to create my mesh. So let's add a disk first. And go to front view. I will change rotation to X and move it here. Rotate it to fit the image, fit the shape. Something like that. Now I will make it editable. Press C. Then I will select this top 4 edges. Press E. And I will change my orientation to object. Then I will press Ctrl and move. I will do that 2 times. And I will select these edges, press T, and I will scale them. Now I will select these polygons, right click and extrude to inner. Something like that. Now I will move it here. But I will also move those edges. And I can move that back. And I will also move these ones. And I will select these points. And I will move them too. Okay, now let's select these 4 edges. I will change my modeling axis to world. I'll press Ctrl and move. And I will press T and scale these top edges to 0. Now I will select these polygons, right click and split. And I can delete the selected polygons because we have the newer ones. Now I want to scale them on the x-axis to 0. And I will also add some loop cuts. If you press shift, it will cut right in the middle of the mesh. Okay, let's enable our spline. I will add a spline wrap deformer and change rotation to y-axis to match our shape, and I will put that under the object. And also I will put the circle in the spline tab of the spline wrap. But I need to rotate that. So go to banking and give it a 90°. And I will decrease my to 50%. And I will also change my from something like that. Okay, that's enough. Subdivision model mode. Select the object, right click, current state the object, and delete. Now I need to connect these two objects. So select them all, right click, connect objects, and delete. Then I will select these points, right click, stitch sieve. Now I will select these points because they are too wide. I will just scale them. Something like that. Now I will select these edges that in the middle and set their X position to 0. Also set the size to 0. But also I need to change my center axis to use symmetry object. So I will enable my axis, also enable snap, and move your axis to the middle. So now I will press Alt, select symmetry, and I will also turn on these options. Now I will double click on that edge loop, deselect these ones, press D, and make some extrusion. But I will press Shift to change the rotation of the edges. So something like 45 is good. Now I need to connect these new edges. So I will select them. And right click, stitch and sew. But also don't forget to remember to select, press Shift. Now I will select these edges, but not that one. So we have selected 4, and let's select 4. Then sew and press Shift. Now I will make a loop cut, press Shift to make the cut right in the middle. Then I will right click, breach, and breach the empty space. Okay, now I will select these polygons, right click, extrude inner, I will do the same thing here. I will select these polygons, I want to select the middle, right click, and extrude inner. Now I will select these polygons, extrude inner, one more time. This time I will change my axis to normal and move them like that. I will make another extrude inner and selection, loop selection, select that loop, press Ctrl and make an extrusion. I will make another extrusion and I will make a loop cuts here and here. Now I can select these edges, right click and dissolve. Let's put that symmetry into a subdivision surface to see. Yeah, it looks good. So we can move on. Now I will make the inside. So to make a quick selection, I will go to selection, loop selection, select that loop, then selection, fill selection, and select these polygons, then right click and split. Then I will press right click and select extrude and enable caps and make an extrusion, something like that, not that big. But I will also delete polygons right in the middle, so we can use that for symmetry, but symmetry doesn't work for two objects, so I need to make them one group, select them, press Alt and G. Now it's gonna work. I will go to front view, select these points, but I will also change my axis to world and move them to match the image. Okay, let's enable subdivision surface. But if you look at the image, this part is softer. So we have the sharper. So I need to move these edges. I will select them and I will scale. Then deselect these ones, scale one more time, deselect and scale fully. But also I need to move these ones. Actually I will switch to point mode. Okay, something like that. Let's enable subdivision surface. Yeah, a lot better. But before moving forward, I will select these edges. Same for that side too. And I will scale them on the z-axis. Now let's try to make the third part. So I will go to my first object and select these polygons, right click and split. And then I will change my axis to normal and move these new polygons right here. And also I can make them bigger. Something like that. Let's make an extrusion. Select all, extrude, and turn on caps. Something like that. Let's make it bigger. And move it something like that. This time I will press Ctrl and to make an extrusion like that. Then right click, loop cut, and make some cuts right here. So let's press Q to see. Okay, very good. Let's move on. Now I will go to selection, loop selection, and select that loop. Then right click and split. And I will make these edges a little bit bigger. And middle ones closer to each other. Something like that. Then I will select all, right click and extrude. I will solo the object. Select viewport solo single and turn off symmetry. Then I will add some loop cuts here and here. Then I will add a loop cut here, also here. Same here. Then I will switch to edge mode. Select that loop, right click and bevel. Then I will switch to slide, select that loop and slide it. Same here. Then I will select that loop, right click and bevel. But this time I will change my subdivision to 1 and I will make a small bevel. Then select the edge loop in the middle, double click on them. Then switch to scale and scale them. Something like that. So let's do the same thing here. Bevel 1 with 0 subdivision. And so I will move those close edges. This is gonna make it smoother. Then I will select that edge loop, right click, bevel, but with 1 subdivision. And I will scale the edges in the middle. And I will also add another loop cut here too. So this part will be sharper. And also I will select these polygons and put them on the z-axis, which make here a lot softer. Okay, let's turn off the viewport solo single. And I will move some points. Yeah, that's a lot better. Now let's make the last part, the stitches. So switch to edge mode, double click on that edge loop, then go to mesh, conversion, edge to spline, and put that spline somewhere else. And I will turn off my object for now. And I will change the type of my spline to spline. Now I will create a rectangle, scale it, make it editable, and turn off close spline. Then I will rotate my spline to 90 degrees and change its type to B-spline. So it's gonna be smoother. And move these top points and scale. Okay, now I need a circle. Scale it. Then I will add a sweep object and put these splines into that sweep object. Then I will enable my lines to see how many polygons we have. I will select my circle and decrease the number to 1. For the rectangle, I will increase my angle. Something like that. And also I will turn off caps, we won't need them. Okay, now I will select my sweep object and press Alt and select cloner. I will change the mode to object. In the object tab, I will put my new spline. Then I will change my distribution to even. And let's make 35. And I will change my rotation to 90 degrees. But also I need to rotate that part. Okay, let's turn on the visibility of the object and enable subdivision surface. So I will select my sweep object, enable axis, and move the axis on the y-axis. It looks like they are too big. So I will select the circle and scale it. But also I need to increase the count of the cloner. So let's see, let's make it something like 60. And I will scale the circle a little bit. And also I will select the rectangle, press S to zoom, switch to point mode, and I will lower these points. Then I will select sweep object, enable axis, and move it. Okay, let's do that for the inner part, but this time it's gonna be easier. Select the object, select that edge, loop, mesh, conversion, edge to spline, and move it here. Now all I need to do is to clone the cloner, duplicate it one more time, press Ctrl, but this time. But before that, let's change the name of the new spline. So I will just add 2. Now go to the newer cloner and put the newer spline in the object tab. But of course the rotation is not right. So let's fix that first. But Let's turn off the count. Okay, select sweep object, enable access, and move on to the axis until it fits. But I will change the never splines type to be spline. And turn on and off the cloner object to refresh. Now I can move my sweep object. Yeah, something like that. Okay, now I will select these new cloners and splines and press Alt and G and put them in the symmetry object under the null object. So the symmetry could work like that. Okay guys, I have finished the tutorial, so hope you like it and I see you in the next tutorial.